All right. Let's talk about Pudding, who has become a controversial character in the One Piece series. From her debut up until now, there's been constant debate about Pudding. Constant debate. Is she good? Is she bad? What's her deal? All this stuff. There's been constant debate about Pudding, and it was recently revealed that she's just fucking crazy. She just splits back and forth between different personalities, and that's kind of her character quirk. Now, this has angered a lot of people, and you're getting the word, I think it's tsundere. They're saying she's like a tsundere character, which means like, all right, basically like hot and cold. Like she's cold around other people, but when she's around the ones she loves, she's really hot for them and all that stuff. So, yeah, I guess she's kind of like that. I guess, but I mean, I feel like there's just more to it than just like, oh, when she's around Sanji, she's all lovey-dovey because when she's around Sanji, she gets a fucking bitch face too. All right, it's not just Sanji, and I guess you could apply that label to her, but like, what's really going on is she's split personality. Oh, I'm good now. Now I'm bad. Now I'm good. Now I'm bad. It's almost just like a joke at this point. Like it's almost as if Oda saw the online debates. Like, oh, is pudding good pudding or bad pudding? And he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna fuck with them and say it's just pudding. It's just pudding at this point. Like, there's no good or bad pudding. It's she's good and bad. Whatever she feels like at the moment, that's what she's gonna be. Now, to summarize the whole debate as it started, we originally introduced to Pudding just like in a little like Big Mom was on the phone with Luffy and she was there. Not a lot to go off of. All we saw is that she had three eyes. There's a three-eyed character looming in the horizon. And then we see a photo of her and she looked kind of sweet. And then we meet her on the chocolate island and she acted very sweet. So people were wondering, is there something up with her or is she just going to be sweet? Now, at this moment, I didn't really suspect anything was going to be bad with her. I was like, oh, she's just going to be the sweet little girl character, whatever. Fine. Then it was revealed that she's fucking crazy. She wants to kill Sanji. And this is where I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, that's kind of cool. It kind of caught me off guard, but I mean, other people saw it coming. Me personally, I didn't, but other people saw this coming. And I just thought it was cool. Like, oh, she's so wicked. Like, she didn't just want to kill Sanji. She just wants to, like, drink his blood and all this vile shit. But yeah, she was, like, really fucking crazy. And that's what we thought it for a while. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, she's crazy. Crazy character. I can't wait for the wedding. Everyone thinks she's good. But Sanji knows she's crazy. All this stuff. Blah, blah, blah. It was pretty, I was gonna say it was a mess, but at this point it was pretty streamlined. We had a character that pretended to be good, but she was really evil. Then we get to the wedding, and Sanji compliments her eye, and she had a moment of weakness. And now everyone was saying like, oh, she's still evil. This was just a moment of weakness that she didn't kill Sanji. She hesitated. She was kind of like crying, and it was kind of like the good pudding was back for a little moment, but people were again saying, oh, it was just a moment of weakness. And then it was revealed that oh no, she's good. She wants to help Sanji because Sanji complimented her. Now this is where I was the most pissed because I was like, all right, fuck this stupid shit. I was able to accept the whole moment of weakness thing, even though it was kind of a weak argument. I was able to accept that, just be like, fine, she's evil, but she had that one moment of weakness and she pretended to be good at the beginning. Fine, whatever, we'll keep it at that. But then it was revealed, oh no, she might actually be good now because the eye was complimented and she was abused as a kid. So maybe she was just kind of like all sorts of fucked up and confused. But now Sanji awoke the good side in her. And I was like, man, fuck this. Like, this is fucking stupid. And then it was revealed again that she was going to be evil. Now, at this point, this is where I kind of started to catch on. I was like, all right, next chapter, she's just going to be going back and forth. Because we never saw that within a chapter. It was always like the chapter would end with her being one thing or the other. But then the next chapter, as I predicted, it was right. She just started flipping back and forth, and I loved it because it was just like, all right, I spent so much time stressing about this, and I thought it was a huge problem with the arc, and I thought it was fucking stupid. But then it was just like, you know what? No, it's just she's just going back and forth. She's just a crazy character. She's a wild card, and there's no reason to think she's either good or evil. She's both, and that's fine. Like that's a character trope that might be a little too tired, but there's so many characters in One Piece. Eventually you're going to see like a representation of every trope. And like I said earlier, I don't think she follows the tsundere trope to like a T. Like, she kind of is like the trope, but at the same time, like, there's more like mental instability with her. So I don't think she's exactly this trope. And now a lot of people are saying she's ruining the arc. Like, oh, Whole Cake Island was great. I loved it. But this pudding tsundere shit is getting on my nerves and I'm fucking tired of it. That's what people are saying. Like, oh, fuck this pudding tsundere shit. I'm tired of it. It's ruining Whole Cake Island. Now, do I think it's a good part of Whole Cake Island? I'm not going to say that. I just think it's enjoyable enough for me. Is it like brilliant writing? No. Is it one of my favorite parts of One Piece? No. It's just another character. Now, let me say one thing though. This whole pudding tsundere stuff is really distracting what the actual problem with pudding is. In my opinion, the real problem with pudding, when Whole Cake Island is all said and done, if nothing changes with Pudding's character, the real problem is going to be her fucking devil fruit. Alright? She has this really powerful memory devil fruit, which was introduced just as like a plot convenience at this point, and it never came up again. I was like, oh, we saw that devil fruit introduced. It's gonna play a huge role upcoming in the series. And now I'm not gonna comment on saying like, oh, this arc's fucking shit because she hasn't used it, because the arc's not over. So I'm still holding out hope that she'll use the devil fruit in a major way. But as of now, she hasn't done it, and if she doesn't end up doing that, that's a huge fucking problem. He just can introduce any devil fruit he wants for a moment's convenience and then never follow up on it. No, fuck that. All right, this devil fruit could be used in so many different ways, and I just want to see which way he'll use it in. So yeah, that's how I feel about Pudding. Thought it was kind of stupid at first that she was flipping back and forth, but now that I know she's literally just flipping back and forth, like at a whim, she's just flipping back and forth, then I thought it was kind of funny. And her biggest problem to me is the devil fruit. I gotta see some more of that shit. I gotta see the devil fruit actually get used in a meaningful way at the end of Whole Cake Island. And if it's not, then fuck Pudding. And fuck that whole character. I'll even say it. I'll make another video if it doesn't happen saying fuck Pudding. I'll put in my Whole Cake Island review saying fuck Pudding. The arc is fucking trash. Which I don't think it will make the arc trash, but it will be a big weakness of the arc if that memory devil fruit doesn't come back. Now, overall, how do I feel Pudding affects the arc as of now? I think she could have been handled a little bit better. I will agree with that. I kind of would have liked her just to be the really crazy evil person, kind of just stay with that. But as of now, I think she's been fine for the arc. She wasn't really a big focus to me. It was more about Sanji and establishing the Yonko's power and such. But she was a part of the arc that I can say that it wasn't bad. So I'm glad I could say that, because a few weeks ago I would have said this is the worst part of the arc. Alright, enough of that. This is Tashi Stallion signing out on the Pudding video. Go check out the other two videos I just made. I did a review of an episode of East Blue, I think is what it's called, and Sabo's Bounty. A different video about Sabo's Bounty, raising a lot of questions. So go check that out. And as I said, this is Tashi Stallion. Everybody have a great day. I'm signing out, and I'll see you in the next video.